Even though C# is a very modern language with very modern features, it's ancient. And because of its age, it has many, many data types. When computers had limited memory, you had to be very concerned about data types. But because modern development has made our lives so easy, we have to only worry about a couple data types. And we've already been introduced to the first two. An int is a number. A string is a series of characters. A float is another very common data type that we will talk about in just a second. And if you look at the whole entire chart here, it's very easy to get confused, but I'm going to share with you the most common data types and how to work with data types in a very real world fashion without having to memorize all types of crazy specific numbers. The first most common data type is probably going to be a tie between numerical types and string types, but we'll start with numbers because they're the easiest. You've already been exposed to an int. An integer is just a whole number. But if you are not familiar with math, if you are not familiar with this term integer, an integer does not include decimals. And that is where float and decimal comes in. Decimal is going to be used for monetary calculations. Float is going to be used for everything else. But let's even go a little bit deeper. What is a very real world way of choosing different number types? The first way would to be just choose the int. And if the number gets too big, that is when you change it to a long. In very few cases will you ever have to use a long because it's such a large number. A number that would represent this would be Jeff Bezos's bank account, because Jeff Bezos's net worth is over the integer amount, hence why we have to use a long. Whenever you see the word long, just remember very large number. And you could totally throw all of this out the window if you want to. You don't have to sit there for the rest of your life and worry about which type of integer type it is. Just go ahead, throw var on there and be on your way, because very few people look down upon using the var. You absolutely want to be official, go ahead, use the long or the int, but in real life, more than likely, you're just going to use a var. Another very common data type that you will see is a Boolean. And a Boolean at one time was probably just true in the string form, but somebody finally was smart enough to realize that it would probably be easier if we just made it its own data type so that we don't have to turn everything into strings and we can just put true or false. We've already covered strings in relatively decent depth, but in the next video, I'm going to go full bore and go into strings more in depth. But for right now, just realize that a string is a word and that's it. And lastly, those are the only types that I know as a professional software developer with many years of experience. So if I don't know any of the other types that are going to be mentioned in other videos, I'm not going to teach them to anybody, and I don't expect anybody else to either. So let's go ahead, let's hop inside VS Code, and let's practice with some data types. So first things first, we're going to model the most common types, and the most common types are going to be 90% of your day-to-day life as a software developer. But there will be situations where you either cannot identify the type or it's very difficult. And I'm going to show you a hack in order to be able to figure out the type without Google. But let's go ahead. Let's start off simple. Let's not get too carried away. And let's initialize the most common data type, the good old classic string. And when we initialize the string, we're going to put a word in it. I'm sure you guys already knew that. But the string is its own data type. We need to be cognizant of that. We need to be aware of that. And also, what the hell is this little yellow squiggly line here? That is a warning. When you actually have a red squiggly line, that is a big no-no. Yellow squiggly line, you're kind of getting into the danger zone. Red squiggly line means this program is not going to run. And this program is not going to run because we have a type mismatch. And we have a type mismatch because this word right here is not actually a number. So how do we get out of this? How do we get out of a situation where we have a type mismatch? Well, you could always put just the regular string, or you could pull the escape hatch, just put var, and watch this. What's going to happen is that C# is going to assign the type at runtime. And even better, this is the trick. This is the hack that I'm about to show you. If you hover over it when you assign var to it, what's going to happen is that VS Code is going to show you the type. So if you ever get confused of what a type is, just put var, hover over it, get the type, put the type in there. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to put a string. If you didn't see that, this right here is the type. But string's easy. Everybody understands a string, Teddy. What's something more difficult? Well, it's going to get more difficult when you get into numbers, because numbers, there's a lot of different types in numbers. And one good way to demonstrate how types are different in numbers is to try to model very big numbers. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to try to model Jeff Bezos's net worth. Jeff Bezos currently is chilling at $196 billion. And when we tried to put 196 billion in here, I think it's 3 sets of 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What's going to happen is you are going to get the red squiggly line of death. And this is because this number is too big for an integer. You may be asking yourself, well, Teddy, do I have to understand all of these ranges and all of these bounds? No, you don't have to do any of that shit. What you have to do, you put var, you hover over the variable, you go down here, you get the type, you put the type. It is a long. A long is kind of the way that it sounds. It's just a very big number. But there's all different types of really weird and rare types out there that you don't even really think about. And one of those is going to be the char. So the char in C# is a sleeper data type. You really don't see char that much, but behind the scenes, the char is at work. And what we're going to do is we're going to initialize a variable. I'm going to call this char, and I'm going to put a single quote, put a C inside of it. You could put anything in here. You could put a B, you could put a V, but I'm going to go ahead and put a C for char. And let's go ahead and run it. I'm running .NET Watch Run right now, and you will notice if I hover over this, this is not actually a string. It is a char. Watch this. So if I put double quotes, what you'll see is you're going to see, oh my God, it's actually a string. So a char is just a letter with single quotes around it. But why is this important, Teddy? A string, and this is the kicker, a string is actually a series of chars. It is a series of these. A string is just a collection of chars. And it's good to know what a char is, because you will not only will you see char a lot, but it's going to help you a lot when you start doing things like leak code and you have to iterate through strings. But that's enough. Let's go ahead. Let's move on to the actual strings in depth video, where we'll talk about strings more in depth. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching.